Okay, so now that we've created the class, we got to go back to the runner program to use the class. Notice that I don't have any interaction with the user in the classes. That's what the programs themselves are for. Programs will get input and output from the user or display output to the user. You don't see that stuff in the classes. You see it in the runner, the actual program. So we're going to go back to the program. And in the program, we have to start by defining a few TVs. So we're going to create objects, and those objects are TVs. And so we're going to just call them TV1 and TV2. Or maybe I'll call them living room TV and bedroom TV. So to declare an object from a class, you start with a class name, just like we would do string and variable name. That's the same. So now I'm going to make a TV variable name. I'm going to call it LV, living room TV. And we have to say that that's a new TV. And we're not sending it any arguments because the constructor is empty basically, and it will just default. It will just set itself to the default. However, we can say that we want to turn on the TV. So the living room TV, anytime we want to use method from the class we made, we start with the variable of the TV. We don't use the class name here. We use the variable of the TV. So the living room TV, we want to turn it on. So we're just going to go to turn on. So it's kind of nice that when I use NetBeans and I do dot, it knows that I want to choose one of these methods in my class. What I noticed when I was using it is that this is an uppercase letter, and I would rather be consistent and have that be a lowercase letter. So my class now has that named conventionally correctly. When I go back here, I'll probably see an error. I do, because that doesn't exist anymore. Now I have to do that. The living room TV has been turned on. Let's set the living room TV channel to 30. So we say the living room TV dot set channel, and we enter the channel we want to set it to. Let's put it on 30. And we're going to set the volume for the living room TV too. So I say living room dot set volume, and I got to tell it what volume I want it to be at. Since I'm recording, I'm going to keep it low and set it at 3. So I've just created a TV. I've turned it on. I've set the channel equal to 30, and I've set the volume at 3. So to create another TV, let's get a bedroom TV. So a new TV will be BR TV, bedroom TV, and it's also a new TV. And we're going to turn that one on. We're going to say BR dot BRTV turn on. And let's just go to channel 2. So if we want to go to channel 2, we can use the channel up thing. I can say channel up. I can do that twice. That will put me on channel 3 actually. So brtv.channel up. Now there's the channel on channel 3. I'm also going to turn the volume up. So I'll keep it pretty low. Let's first set the volume to 50. So BRTV set volume to 50. And then it might be a little too loud because, we need to start sleeping. So we're actually going to turn that down a little. So now I'm going to use whoops. I want to use volume down. So that should turn it down by 1. So all I've really done is manipulated stuff. If I run this program, nothing happens. It just told me it was run successfully. So again, if you want to show the user stuff, you do it in the runner program. You don't do it in the in the TV class. Let's have a few output statements. So we're going to say that living room TV is whether it's on. So we need to print LV. Well, that will say true or false. So let's not do that. We could set up if then statement to, let's say, on or off. Actually, I can do that. So I could say if LV TV not on. So if TV's on, then I can create a new variable. We'll call it status. I'll declare it above in a second. So status, it's going to be a string variable, and I'm going to say on. And I need a semicolon. Up here, I'm going to have a string variable called status. String status. I'm going to make the default be off. So, and I need to make that capital. What did I do wrong? So if the TV's on, I'm going to say it's on. Oops. Status will stay off or to off. And really, I could have set this up in the class to have text, a string variable match the Boolean variable, but it's okay to have it out here. So now I can go back to my output statement, say the living room TV is, and I'll print the status. And then I'm going to say what channel it is, what channel and what volume it's on. So I'm going to do a period. It is on channel. And then I got to print living room TV dot channel. I want to print its volume is living room TV dot channel. Oh, in my variable kind anyway. Living room TV dot volume. Okay, that looks okay. What's wrong here? Invert if. I don't think I want to. Let's run it and see if it works. Living room TV is on. It is on channel 30. Its volume is 3, as we expected. So I am going to copy this line. I'll paste it and do the same thing for the bedroom TV. Bedroom TV status. I'd have to do this for status too. I actually should have made that a method. I'll do that in a moment. So it is on channel BRTV channel, and the volume is BRTV, not volume. So let's take this and make it a method instead of a variable. So we're going to do, and we're going to make it a string method. We're going to say public static string status. Again, Boolean variable. So it's going to take in a variable that I'm going to call on off. Boolean, Boolean, no caps lock. Okay. Oops. So we're going to have a string. I'm just going to call it S. And we're going to say if on off. And you know, whenever you have a Boolean variable, you can just say if on off. You do not have to say if on off equal true. The beauty of Boolean variables. You can just say if on off. It's understood to be if on off equals true. And so if that is true, then S is equal to on. If it's not true, well, else S is equal to off. And we're going to return S. Return S. And I forgot to capitalize that S. So now, instead of just saying status like this, I have to call and I have to delete this. It's no longer true. So status is now a string return method. So I'm going to call it, but I have to call it with data. So I have to send it LV.TV.on. This one I have to send it BR.TV.on. But it's basically just sending it a true or false value. When it comes back, S will either be on or off. So let's see if this works. What's this saying? I don't think I have to worry about that. So living room is on. It is on channel 30. Its volume is 3. Bedroom TV is on. It is on channel 3. Its volume is 49. Let's turn off the bedroom TV because it's time to sleep. I'm going to copy this statement. I want to print the exact same thing again. But in between that statement, the one we just came from, we have a blank print line. Just to give our data some. And I'm going to have a print line that is like the movies. 2 hours later. We're going to turn off the TV. So brtv turn off. So now when I run it, you're going to see that the bedroom TV is off. Okay. Bedroom TV is off. It shouldn't have this part, and it's not necessarily the fault of the class. It's the fault of my runner program. My runner program really should take that into account. If the TV's off, don't print this part. But that's something we could work on later. I hope that going through this was helpful to you in terms of seeing that the runner program has the interaction with the user and the manipulation that goes on for the TV, turning it on and off, and what those mean and what the data is happens in the class. So hopefully that will help. This program is pretty similar to the one I'm going to have you work on. This one here, class task 2, fan. So it's really similar to fan in that your fan's going to be on or off. So, oops, sorry about that. Get comfortable with this code and use this code to help you solve the fan problem.